Welcome back. So hopefully at this point you're starting to get a better picture of what your day and what your week looks like. Let's put some of the things that come up into it. Let's talk about the short term. So, got work? What needs doing? When does it have to be done by? What big projects do you need to kind of start looking at now to kind of start planning out? More on that in the next segment. What exams do you have coming up that you should really be studying for? And as emphasized, how much spare time do you have? Do you still have time so that you don't burn out? Let's try to take all these things that need doing and let's prioritize them. Now, this is different for every single person, but what's more important? Is it just strictly importance? Like, this is really, really important to me, like a personal kind of connection to it. How much is it weighted? Ideally, if you have to choose between a 5-point homework and a 30-point project, you want to probably spend a bit more time on the project than the homework. Not saying that the homework isn't important, but you kind of want to look at and say, okay, I really need to work on this specific thing now, or else I'll be behind on it. You want to look at how much time it'll take. How tedious do you think that it can be? And perhaps not tedious, but just time involved. If you're doing something for 5 hours and it takes 5 hours, you better have 5 hours. Unless you can get it done faster, but then again, getting something done faster isn't always better. On the same side of things, how much effort do you need? Is it something that requires all of your focus? Or is it something that you can kind of do on the side? How much time, how much effort, how important really is it? We want to take a look at all the things that we have and say, okay, this has to come first, then this, and kind of go down the line, kind of getting a rough schedule of things to do. And of course, you can kind of jump things around. If you've been working on ELA, for example, for 3 hours, perhaps doing another 3 hours of work on a different thing for the same class might not be wise. You might want to kind of break that up and work a little bit on different things, kind of keep your brain going on different things. It is always better to take shorter segments, but longer breaks kind of in between. Work for 15 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Work for 15 minutes, take a 5-minute break. We kind of do this in the tutoring center when we break down appointments for people coming in, making sure that we can kind of get to the point, help you with a topic, and then making sure that we have time to fit everybody. There's less prioritization, obviously, and that's the real difference, is that you have an order that things have to get done, and by importance, how can you balance those things so that everything gets done? Let's take a look at the short-term planner. What we're going to do is we're going to list out all the things that we have to do and try to spin them around to get a list based on, okay, I need to work on this now for a little bit, and then on this for a little bit, and then on this. Is there more or less than you thought? When should you get to work on these different things? They always take longer than you think. So ideally, you want to give yourself a bit more time than you expect, but still try to get it all done. So as we're going through this, think about it. Is it better to plan weekly when you have to kind of look at things as a whole, or daily? I need to do this today, and then I need to do this tomorrow. Some people work differently to where they want to look at it bigger picture, whereas some people like to look at it more detailed. I'm going to do this today, and then see what comes next. For the longest time, I actually fell into the second category. But as I've gotten older, I've fallen more into the first camp, which really leads us to the big question. What are you going to do right now, tonight?